You're listening to Suburban Happy Hour with Anne-Marie
And Julia.
And Dylan.
the podcast where we make delicious cocktails
Or mocktails.
and talk about everything under the sun.
Because the best conversations happen at happy hour. Welcome back to another episode of Suburban Happy Hour. This week we have a very special guest, my wonderful boyfriend Dylan. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
We're so excited to dive into our topic, but before we get into our topic, let's introduce our drink. So a little thing about Dylan is that any restaurant we go to, this man loves his old fashions. Like, he's tried them everywhere and anywhere. So we had to keep that alive and make an old fashioned for him.
They can be real hit or miss.
I was
They
going to
really
say, how
can.
does this rate out of the ones you've had like at a restaurant?
Yes.
Not bad.
Not bad.
1 to
mean-
10, what is it?
10? I mean, I made this one, so this one's it.
Yeah, another little tidbit is this is the second time we're recording this in a day because the first one wasn't the best. But how was the one that I made you? Let's rate that one.
Oh, the one that you made me?
Out of 10.
6.
Ooh.
No. It was a 7.
Oogie.
She tried her best.
I
It was
tried
the
my
first
best.
time.
No, it was a 7.
Yeah, whiskey drinks and
Also, oh, wow, that was probably loud.
that's okay.
There's maybe a few deep.
Exactly. Dylan's feeling himself because we had to, get him a little loosened up.
Loosen the gears.
Mm-hmm.
Oil the gears.
Yeah, there we go. But we introduced our drink. Anne-Marie, go ahead and introduce our episode. What is it going to be about?
Okay, so for our topic today, we're doing it a little bit differently. So I'm going to be the one asking all of the questions because we have Dylan and Julia here who've been in a long-term relationship. So we're kind of going to get the insight on them and get some advice on, just like how it's going, how they made it last, and so on and so forth. So we're just going to start by jumping into our regular questions that we ask.
Preface, we are not saying we are a perfect couple because there's no such thing as a perfect couple, but I feel like we've been pretty
Just
good.
raise your hand.
We've been pretty good.
Okay, so our first question is, how are your 20s treating you?
Let me take this question first. I would say that my 20s have been, for the most part, like everybody else's. They've been a bit confusing, a bit challenging. I think that I've definitely evolved in a way in my 20s where I thought I was going to be at a different place where I am now. And sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. Excuse me. And I've made light of that situation. I definitely feel like I have a much more positive attitude and outlook on life, which I'm grateful for. But I definitely know that there's still room to like grow and improve still. So I wouldn't say that like my 20s were per se really bad, but I wouldn't say they were like fabulous either. And
Yeah.
there's obviously like nowhere to go from here but up for me, I would say. So yeah.
Okay.
I would say I share that sentiment. It's been tough. I mean, after COVID, we moved out, and it's just been, the bills kind of pile up from there.
Yep.
And you might not be in the job that you want, which is the scenario for me.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of grasping with that and just kind of taking it day by day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Relatable, both of you. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing. So what have been some unexpected challenges that you had to face in your 20s? I know you kind of touched on that already, but dig just a little bit deeper in that.
I still have that tickle. Can you go first? Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I recently just had an unexpected challenge. I have an old ass car, a 2007 Ford 500.
Okay, she's
Get that
kicking.
name in.
is
Ford,
kicking.
if you want to send me another car, I'll take a Explorer. No, but 198,000 miles, I think we're at right now.
Jeez.
She's going
She's
strong.
been through a
She's
lot.
been through it.
But she's had her struggles, and one of them a couple weeks ago was that she was shutting off, so I took her to the shop, and they said, yeah, so she was shutting off because of this reason, but we also found this.
Every
this,
time you bring
this,
your car
this.
Yeah,
in, they come back
literally.
with a list of things you got to fix.
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
I'm like, wait, so you got that part back on? And they're like, yeah, so, but also there's this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fine. We'll take care of it. And it's also like kind of that struggle between like, do I put money in a car that has 190, but also like I really don't want another bill right
Yeah.
now. So
Right.
I did that. So that was one unexpected one, but yeah, it's just like anytime you kind of like, I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Anytime you kind of catch up,
Yeah.
something happens.
Yeah.
You know, a cat fucking
Gets
an ear
sick or some shit like that. Yeah.
Yep.
a cat gets an ear infection. No F-bomb.
It's okay. You
or
can
something
swear.
like that. So yeah, you know, it's just kind of trying to catch up. Stay
I think,
afloat.
yeah, that happens, I feel like, to everyone when they're moving out. There's so many unexpected bills or things that come up that you would have never even thought of, or even like your car, like that was just like,
Yeah.
I know that happens to cars, but then
Yeah.
you're not
Right.
expecting it to happen at this time
You
when you're
think-
doing
Exactly.
everything else.
Yeah, you think like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you make a big move, it's like
Damn it.
knock you down a peg or two.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
So yeah,
Um,
that's me.
I think for me, like the biggest thing was I feel like everybody, it was a common theme in like previous episodes with COVID.
Yeah.
So basically just I had a whole plan going out of school. Like I had this whole internship set up. I really wanted to go into PR. That was my goal. Like I saw myself like being a publicist in Hollywood, blah, 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 you know, the American dream. And I had this whole, literally like that was my American dream. Like this whole 6-month fellowship at like one of the best PR companies in Chicago. And, you know, upon COVID, they shut everything down. That was that year that we graduated.
Yeah.
That fellowship was no longer available to me, and it was really hard for me to find a job because in communications the higher ups could really take over like the, you know, entry level roles, and that's what they did because budget cuts, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck did I spend all this money on school for? Like I feel like a loser right now, whatever. Then I ended up going, I knew I wanted to do real estate eventually. I just always thought it would be like something in my later like 40s, 50s maybe.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what? Let me just try it. And boy, am I so happy that it happened. Everything happens for a reason, I think. And the way that my life is like leading now, the freedom that I have, both financially, like how hard I want to work, that's how much money I'll make.
Yeah.
And also in terms of like being able to travel and do things like that I really want to do. My schedule is so flexible. Sure, some days I'm working like 12 hours a day, but the next 2 days I might not be doing shit and I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty cool thing to say that I can do at such a young age. So yeah, that was a challenge, was just accepting the fact that, you know, you had a plan and sometimes plans don't happen the way you want them to.
Yeah.
But you just got to adjust, pivot.
Yeah, and that's
you know?
just a thing you have to learn in your 20s. Not everything is going to go to plan. You just have to be
Right.
flexible and not try and stress out about it and just keep the ball moving.
Gotta pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot.
Gotta pivot.
Pivot.
So-
Sounds easy. Just pivot.
So is there anything you guys are leaning into now to kind of close out your 20s that you're trying something new or anything like that?
I haven't done it yet, but I've been thinking because of Alondra. Shout out Alondra when she came out on our podcast. She
Yeah.
mentioned therapy.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I might explore. Just to kind of like, number one, have someone that I can rant to that's like doesn't know me.
Of course.
And help me sort my thoughts because I have a lot going on up here.
Yeah.
As you know.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So yeah, that's something that I do want to explore.
Okay, that's
Anything
good.
you're doing, Dylan?
Maybe I misunderstood the question. I was going to say pickleball.
No,
that's
that
fine.
is.
That's-
It doesn't have to be as deep as Julia's.
He said,
Yeah.
but well,
Yeah, therapy's cool. But
But pickleball.
have you heard of pickleball?
no, we got into pickleball.
Okay.
I suck
You're
at
trying
it.
to up your
No,
game.
no, no.
I suck at it, so actually it's not helping me.
No,
But
listen.
that could be something
listen.
you're learning.
Yeah, no, we've tried tennis, and tennis, as for people who've tried tennis, it's a lot harder than pickleball. So I feel like you're doing very well
tennis
in
is a lot
retrospect
harder,
to tennis. You
yeah,
know?
no, I suck at tennis.
Yeah, you actually
okay.
suck. I'll say
I
you
suck
suck.
at tennis. Like I suck at tennis.
Pickleball, you're
I
decent.
suck at pickleball.
I
Yeah.
can't even imagine it, that like ball moving that fast back and forth. I'd just be like literally flailing my arms. I wouldn't
Well,
even
we're
know what
also,
to do.
Like in duos, it's a lot faster. Like singles, it's.
Wait, do you
I'm
play
running
against
across
other
the court.
people?
No, we
Oh,
haven't
okay.
gotten the chance
Oh.
to do it.
Okay.
I have.
I
but-
was gonna
wouldn't-
say, what are you
wouldn't
talking
dream
about?
of it.
No. Are you talking about for pickleball or for tennis?
Just
Both.
anything.
We haven't. It's just been you and me. For
Oh,
both.
yeah.
Moving into our topic, we're going to start off really light, fun. Tell the world, what does a day look like in Julia and Dylan's eyes, or through Julia and Dylan's eyes?
Okay. It's a very simple routine of getting up. For last person out of bed makes the bed. So sometimes we get into little fights of who actually left the bed last.
I was
So
going to
that's-
say, does one of you actually like just stay in bed longer because you don't want to be the...
Some-
or no, do you get up, like, set your alarm
I'm
to
trying
it?
to get up because
No,
I don't want to be
yeah,
in
like
bed.
sometimes she has to get up because she has to do things, and sometimes I'm up and I'm like, I hear her like rustling. I'm
You're
like,
like,
I gotta get out.
Yeah,
And then I do that, and she's like, no. And then like today, I ended up making it.
Yeah. And then basically from there, we feed the kitties. We have our little morning. I get tea. He gets coffee. We talk. This is when he's like working from home. We chat. We have breakfast together. And then usually the day is filled with Dylan annoying me, making jokes,
Sounds legit.
Depends how long she's
touching my
home.
butt. My butt is his favorite thing about me, I think. It's really.
Keep it PG
So-
here.
No, he's just obsessed with my butt. In a very PG way.
Yeah, surely.
He's like, oh, shut
Surely.
up. So, no. It involves with a lot of jokes and bickering, and it's always a fun time.
Nice.
Mhm.
You have anything to add?
Do I have anything? No, that's about
pretty
it. I
much
mean,
it,
yeah.
pretty much it.
At the end of the night, she
Who's
comes
cooking
home.
dinner? Do you guys take turns cooking dinner? Do you eat out
Usually,
much?
we do a good job of cooking. I would say Dylan cooks more so than I do.
Okay.
Yeah, because around that time, I'm typically always home because I'm like hybrid, so it's either I'm at home
Mm-hmm.
or I get home around 6.
Okay.
So around dinner time, I'm always home,
Okay.
whereas Julie could be on like showings
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
something
but no,
like that. Or
I try to
here.
cook too. So I would say out of the week, like Dylan will cook 3 times, I'll cook twice, and then we do eat out relatively.
Yeah,
often.
because like if Julie
So-
cooks dinner, like a lot of the time it's at like 3,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and like I come home to it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
What's your
So, yeah.
favorite place to eat out?
Honestly, like
Dude.
sit down or like fast food because
doesn't-
Jersey Mike's for me.
I like Chipotle, but Little Sicily,
Oh,
yes.
Little Sicily
So
is my
good.
Dylan's
favorite.
obsessed. with
Little,
this.
I
so
could
good.
eat. I have eaten Little Sicily like several times a week.
Okay.
Oh, and El Mero Mero.
Oh, okay.
El
Yeah.
Mero's a
That was
really
very
good
good.
spot.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Julia, I know that you always say that you can't marry someone that you can't live with.
Yes.
So how is it just living with this guy?
It's been very good. I would definitely say my favorite things about living with Dylan is how neat and organized he is. He's a lot neater and organized than I am. As you guys have heard the whole fucking dishwasher debate. I still apparently don't do it the right way.
And that's
but-
all we're gonna say on
and
that.
that's all we're gonna say on that. Don't even say a word. Anyhow, so I always have my built-in entertainer. This man puts on skits for me. He's always doing voices. Sometimes I'm like dying laughing because like it's just the randomest shit. And it's just nice to have somebody like, hey, want to go on a walk? Let's go on a walk. You want to play pickleball? Let's play pickleball. Like I always know that I have like my built-in best friend at home.
Oh, that's so nice. And then Dylan, to just kind of caveat off of that, what is your favorite thing about living with Julia?
Well, with Julia, I have an audience, so
Mm-hmm.
you know that's kind of the nice thing. But no, in all seriousness, she is my best friend, but also my partner. So that means helping clean up dishes, cooking. The cats are always going crazy if I can't handle them that day. It's like because they go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are ridiculous. So she'll like kind of distract them. She'll play with them.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it's kind of just like that.
It's just
I
nice
don't
to
know
have
if back
another.
and forth is the right term,
Yeah.
but it's just we share the load together. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's just nice to have like another person in the mix, especially someone that you're dating or someone that you love, that's you already see as your best friend, just
Right.
to kind of do everyday life with them.
yeah. And I think like Julie can tell like with the cats like
Those dang cats.
those dang cats they
Guys,
get on my last
he
nerve. And
loves-
Julia can tell like I love them to death, but there's a limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
you're like,
Julie
get
knows
these.
she's like, hey, cats,
Yeah.
let's leave Daddy alone.
But see, no, that is nice because
Yeah.
once you live with somebody for so long, then you can start picking up on like, oh, maybe he or she's not having a good day. Like, let
Yeah.
me like do
Exactly.
some more of the stuff that they would normally do or that I normally wouldn't do. So yeah, that I can only imagine what that is.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Julie will be on the phone and Obi will be going around like, meow,
Yeah.
meow,
Yeah.
meow. And it's
You're like,
like,
knock it
it's
off.
like, Obi.
Yeah, literally.
Okay, thank you guys for sharing that. The last one of these kind of like fun questions. I'm just kidding. They're all
we're
fun,
getting
but we
the
get a
bad
little
ones?
deeper. No, we get a little deeper later on. What is your favorite memory together?
To keep it plain and simple, I would say our trip to Banff in Calgary. I'm sorry, in Banff, which is in Alberta, Canada. If you guys don't know what that place is, look it up, and you will want to go. Lots
yeah,
of
I've
She
hiking.
will
seen your
not explain it to you.
pictures.
She is not here to explain it.
It is just a
Look it
beautiful,
up.
beautiful place where you do lots of hiking, stargazing, encounters with bears. Yeah, it's a great time in nature.
Speaking of, you mentioned bears as if they're a great time.
I mean,
What happened with a bear?
long story short, it was the first day that we were at the park, and we were, minding our business, walking along the lake, and all of a sudden, we weren't on the path. Okay, I know that's like etiquette.
Literally,
Not
number
far
one
off the
rule.
path.
Not
no,
far off
that's-
the
off the
path,
path.
but it's
I
like
feel like that's like
A vista.
as soon as you walk in, there's like signs that are like stay on. The
there
path.
probably were, but we were
This-
just pumped.
No, this was
We were
like,
pumped.
it felt very natural. where we
Right.
were going.
We
Okay.
were like, okay, like we see the path, but we're not on the path. So
5 feet from the path.
right. We're walking, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, stop!" And we're like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is going on?" And they're like, and they said, "There's a bear on the loose. You can't go this way." I said, "What do you mean? There's a bear on the loose?" They're like, "We track our bears, and this bear is like exhibiting unusual behavior, and he's in this part of the region, and we just don't know like what's
cocaine
up."
bear. Have you guys seen that?
Maybe
It's funny you mentioned that, and not that was mainly the end of the story. but-
Yeah, that was
Well,
that
not,
was
not to cut you off, but like
yeah.
we didn't go that way. We almost got mauled by a bear.
right.
But no, in Banff, you can go look it up. There is a bear called the Boss.
The boss?
Yeah, his
The
name is the boss. He's been hit
This
by a
bear
train.
has been hit by a train. He's not the cocaine bear,
times.
but he has been hit by a train, and I think he has maybe eaten
Another bear. He crazy.
Is he a grizzly bear?
I
Do you
think
remember?
so. He's a big boy.
He's like the mob leader.
Yeah.
He's
the
like
boss.
but like he like walks through towns and like it's not a problem.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, but he has
Wait,
Yeah,
a
that
look
is
up the
so
nickname.
boss.
funny.
Look up the boss
Yeah.
from Banff.
That motherfucker been hit by a train, and he got
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I do love how like you guys love to travel together,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean like I've known you guys for so long, and that's really one thing that you do a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to dig into that a little bit deeper a little bit later. But first, let's tell the world, how long have you guys even been together?
So this August 17th, it's gonna be 8 years. So long time. Oh my god,
time.
we've been together longer than like some marriages.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of marriage,
Shut the fuck up. Whoa.
the first suburban happy hour proposal. Oh, you didn't get that?
No, I didn't get that. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh gosh.
That would be good.
That
Actually, no,
I mean,
it wouldn't.
try
Actually,
again.
No, it would not.
it would not be good. I would
Would not
literally
be good.
I here on record I would have said you need to try again. If that's the way
Better
you're gonna
luck
do
next
it.
time, buddy. Okay, so 8 years, that's a long freaking time.
Mm-hmm.
How has your relationship evolved throughout those 8 years?
That's a
And
good
tell
question.
them what age were you when you started dating?
Okay, that's a good question. We started dating when we were 18, freshly 18. And I would say at the beginning, the best way to describe our relationship was like very timid and like kind of walking on eggshells, shy. And the fact that like I didn't like want to upset you. I like wanted to keep it like perfect. If there was anything bothering me, I would like not express it and voice it. Not because like I didn't feel comfortable with you, but basically I just didn't want to create conflict.
Yeah.
So
Understandable.
yeah, the beginning of our relationship, I would say, it was like a little baby. I don't know. I just felt like it was so fresh and new, and I was kind of like navigating it in the sense that I've never been in a relationship. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
let's keep it like perfect all the time. But as we've gotten older, more mature, we've definitely learned how to communicate better. If there's something bothering me, like I'm going to nip it in the butt then and there. Like we're very honest with each other, very open. And it's just like a lot more comfortable because I know that if something's bothering me, I can voice it whenever. And it's always like a conversation, not an argument. But it definitely took work to get there.
Oh, for sure.
I'm kind of like literally going from like day one to like now.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of
Yeah.
work and progress and like trust and like relationship building
Yeah.
to get from A to B.
Okay, so going into that, can you talk about how you even like deal with those conflicts or disagreements that you have and how your communication has really like changed over time?
As Julia was saying, we probably started off more timid. Like we kind of just probably didn't address any problems. But then as time went on, we got more comfortable with each other. Like, you know, we knew more about each other and a little more upfront, maybe more than I or Julia would have liked. But, you know, that's kind of how it goes, you know. You don't want to beat around the bush too much or, like, let it simmer.
Yeah.
Because you let it simmer, like, you know, you sleep on it and then you, like, start to get in your own head and then you make it worse than it is.
Right.
When you guys actually bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. That's why you have to like, that's what I really like about you guys is from just like when I'm around you and stuff, you guys handle conflict like just head on as soon as you guys are feeling it. And I think that that's so important because like you just said, sometimes people just like don't want to address their partner. They don't feel that comfort with them. And then it just like later down the road will end up just ruining something that could have been avoided if you just had a quick conversation about it.
And then also to add to what he was saying is I feel like we do a good job of it's never really accusatory. It's always more so a conversation.
Yeah. And that's so important.
Yeah. Because when you come off across like you did this, you did that. I think I like literally read this like it's like a thing where when you project like when you like accuse someone like you automatically like your defenses go up because it's like, well, what the fuck do you mean it's me?
Yeah.
Like you did this and this. So you just want to go like you want to go back and forth at each other in that situation.
Yep.
So we always do a good job of just like having a conversation like, hey, listen, like I'm upset because I felt this and as opposed to like putting it on the other person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like even Anne-Marie has seen us maybe go through this.
Oh, yeah, I have. Like, I mean, I
It's
lived
not
with
like
Julia.
that it's
You were there.
serious,
Yeah, no, it's not
but-
even like crazy
You know,
arguments.
like, again, it's just like,
Yeah.
hey, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
right.
even like the little arguments that you have, like you
just
still
point it
find a
out.
way to like center yourselves. Sorry, that was scary.
That was your
I don't know what that
fridge.
was. You still find a way to like center yourself and then be able to like sit down and have a cordial conversation
Right.
instead of saying like, oh no, this is your fault.
Right.
Like you say that sometimes when you guys are joking, but if you're actually like
Yeah.
in a legit argument or in like something
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
don't
we-
disagree on,
right, yeah.
you handle it very, very well.
Yeah.
Which
Thanks.
most
we
couples
try. We
can't
try.
say that.
Yeah.
So moving on even deeper into into like the disagreements and communication, what has been one of the biggest challenges you guys have faced in your 20s together?
And Dylan's gonna love me talking about this, but long story short, there was a time in our relationship about halfway in, so 4 years, where I would say that Dylan wasn't in like the best headspace just due to like life, and it was actually right after COVID. So, you know, a lot of people are going through a lot of different things and obviously impacted in different ways. And Dylan was just like not himself. He wasn't putting in the effort that he used to because like I had mentioned, our relationship was always pretty good, you know? And because he wasn't there like for me like mentally, I started like second guessing everything. I started becoming very toxic and like would blow up on him over like little things and just kind of losing sight of who I was in the relationship. And I was turning into someone I didn't like.
Okay.
So I said for myself, I think the best thing right now is after 6 months of me like trying to get him to change and it wasn't working and I was like becoming someone I'm not. I said, you know what? I need to take a step back from this relationship. So I put us on like a month-long break. And during that time, I definitely got to reflect on like who I am as an individual and like get myself back because I was literally like acting real crazy. And I'm like, I'm not a fucking crazy toxic bitch.
Yeah.
I'm a level-headed good girlfriend and I wasn't being that.
Okay.
So yeah, I decided the best thing for us at that moment was to just cut conversation and just kind of reflect.
Okay, so
if
you
wanna
really
go-
didn't talk that much during this time?
We didn't talk at all. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Not because of me.
Sounds like, please answer.
so that was my reason for it. But if you want to
No,
kind of
so,
go into your side.
So no, like Julia said, because I was in a, I was in a funk.
Yeah.
Not to make excuses, but that was affecting Julia.
Okay.
And like she said, she was becoming like some like toxic, like, somebody like she's not normal. She's not like checking up on me and like blowing up on me. She's never been that kind of person. But
That's okay. Keep going.
during this time, she was. So when she pulled up to my house and like propositioned this break, she's like, "We're going on a break." I was
Yeah.
like, whatever. Like, I'm going inside. Like, I've had enough. Because, like, again, she's been blowing up. So I was like, I'm sick of this. Like, it's been happening for, like, a week or two. So I go inside. 2 days pass. We're on a break. And I'm like, this whole thing is stupid. So, like, yeah, like 2-3 days passed. But me and Julia, when we first started dating, I gave her a book you buy on a website, and it says all these things you, like, love doing together or you love about them.
Yeah.
And then Julia, not long after, made me one, I think, for Christmas.
Aw.
And during this time that we were on this break, I looked through it, and I was like, oh, I haven't done this in a while. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not keeping up on this. Like, this isn't who I am. So it's like, oh, like, this is what she was saying, like, when she said, I want to go on a break. Like, I'm not putting in the effort. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that.
Okay. So it took you, like, a
Yeah,
minute to
'cause at first
realize
I was
and
just-
reflect on it.
Yeah.
At first he
I
was
just
mad.
Like, yeah, I was just
Well, of
upset.
course.
I was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, you
I was
didn't
just
know.
like, what? I can't do anything right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, you literally aren't doing
Yeah, like,
anything
okay,
right.
now you've had it laid
Yeah.
out for
Yeah, I was
you.
like, oh. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, no, I read that, and then it was, like, an immediate text, and Julia's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I was like, so it was a little bit after that.
Made the man grovel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. He was crawling.
But how do you
was.
think that break, like, benefited your relationship in the long run?
No, because I think, I mean, we were only dating for 4 years, which may or may not sound like a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't mean to scream in the mic. It may
Oh,
or
me, I
may
always
not
do
sound
that.
like a lot, but, like, we never had too many, like, problems. Like, we always pointed out, we're like, oh, we never get in, like, that many arguments or blah, blah, blah. So I think maybe with me being in the position I was, which the background is, I was not happy with, like, my job and like, all this stuff. With that background and, like, I think I was like, oh, I can, like, go mope. Because, like, I was upset about my job and, like, self-worth, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I think with that, it just, I wasn't putting in the effort because I was more focused on self-pity or whatever.
Yeah, and in a sense, like, maybe you were just so comfortable, you were dating for 4 years, you might have just fell into, like, a thing where, oh, I can just, like,
we
not
haven't
talk to
had
her, not worry about
problems,
her.
so
Yeah,
this
so
won't be a problem.
Yes.
Right.
If I back off. A little
Yeah.
bit
Right.
And then
stop
she
paying
was like,
attention. Not
and
that
she
it
got
was a
you straight.
conscious, not that
Yeah.
it was a conscious decision,
course.
but
Yeah.
I was
just
like,
sits in the back of your
we've
head.
been good for this long. Like, if I like back off or like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no, that makes total sense. And it's good, though, that you, like, took that time, I mean, after you cooled down a little bit to really see where she was coming from. So then you kind of knew how to reflect on it and stuff. Because I feel like a lot of people don't do that. They don't even take the initiative to, like, go on a break.
Yes.
They're like,
I
oh,
think that
this
was-
is- I'm not liking this,
No.
but, oh, well, like, I'm going to stick in it. So I think that's, like, an amazing thing that you both, well, maybe not you both at the time decided it, but you then started to realize that, okay, maybe, like, this is time for me to get myself right.
Well, and
Yeah.
like Julia said, it's like, you know, like being accusatory. Like when we went on that break, I was like, oh, like here she goes again. Like,
Okay.
so it's like, you know, like once you take a step back and it's like, oh, I actually haven't been doing this and that, and, you know, all these things. Like she made a whole book for her, like clearly made her
Right.
happy. So, you know, don't accuse. You know, take a look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to answer your question, I feel like I think it helped us reflect and get back to who we were and made us realize that, you know, even though maybe little things like paying attention and all this stuff, that's what builds a good foundation for a good relationship. So just never ease up on that, because that's when things kind of go south.
Yeah.
Is because you constantly have to put in that effort. You constantly have to, like, give your partner love and affection. And even though you're having a bad day, you're allowed to do that, but you can't, like, do it for an extended period of time because it will impact your relationship negatively.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then even, like, if you are going through a long-term relationship and you don't want to get to the point where you have to, like, go on a break to make sure that you guys are, like, keeping it together, having those, like, conversations, even if they're like scheduled conversations. I don't know if you guys
Right.
do this
I
right
think
now.
we used
but
to.
at one point.
yeah, and just like check in, like, hey, how are you? Like,
Right.
how are you
Yeah,
doing?
we
Is this
definitely did
still-
do that. Yeah, we did do that for a while.
I think that's a great idea, just to make sure your communication's still up and everyone is still like
Yeah.
being fulfilled by the relationship. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing about that. I know that was probably not the easiest time in your relationship. So, but I think that
All right. No, it wasn't.
I think that people can learn from that and know that it's okay to take a step back if needed, and that doesn't make anybody think anything less of you. It's not like your friends or your family look at you
Right.
any differently from taking that initiative to like check on yourselves and make sure that this
Right.
is still something that you wanted. But now kind of turning it into like a little bit more light with like the conflict and stuff. Has there ever been a time that one of you has been like going through something and the other one really had to show up for the other person?
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is funny. It's not. It's
Dylan's
actually
like,
not
has
funny.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's
okay.
no.
I was like, thank God somebody's got something.
It's not funny, but it's funny. So, long story short, again, me and my stepfather do not have a good
Oh.
relationship at all, and like it's bad actually. It's funny. I'm laughing because of how bad it
Good
is.
thing he doesn't know
And-
how to find a podcast.
Yeah. Yes. So
Doesn't know what
internet.
YouTube
he doesn't
is.
know how to speak
Unless
English
it's
very well.
how to fix a V6 engine.
Okay, we're not getting into this. So, long story short, me and my stepfather do not really get along, and we've gotten into multiple fights and things like that. And Dylan has always been respectful to the point of where he never gets like involved in it because I don't want him fighting my battles for me or
course.
anyone. It's between me and him. But Dylan is always there just to provide fucking. He harps on this man. He freaking like makes the funniest jokes, just like makes fun of him. That way, like when I'm feeling bad about the situation, like I know that he'll be there to like make me laugh about it at the end of the day because
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm so enraged. But like then Dylan like crack a joke that's just like, you just have to know him to like understand the jokes. But I really appreciate when he does that because that's all he can really do. Because like
Yeah.
when it comes to like familial things, like you don't want to get involved, but like the way that he helps me get through it is just, it's funny with humor. That's like what I love about you.
Yeah.
And like,
Just makes light of a very tough situation,
yes.
which always helps.
That's how I get through it.
That's how we get
Maybe-
through
hey,
life.
maybe somebody else will benefit.
yeah, no, I definitely love when you do that. So
He
thank
also makes it very easy.
you. Yes. The God. Yeah.
That guy
But
is
that's
a character.
that's my
That
thing.
guy's something else.
Yeah.
Are there any ways that Julia, like, even unknowingly helps you through anything?
Unknowingly.
He's like, no.
Well, I will be one to admit that I probably don't ask for help as much as maybe I should.
Okay.
But just having Julia around is nice. I mean, she knows. I mean, I told her about something the other day. I don't really want to talk about it.
And you shouldn't.
But she said, you know, I'm always here for you if you need help. And
Yeah.
I'm not always somebody who asks for help, but I know she is always there. And hearing her the other day say she would be there to help me is nice.
Yeah, that's so important. Even if, you know, it's just like sitting with you. We just had a recent episode too about that, and just like sitting next to someone and just being there, not even saying anything, can go so far. So it's just nice that you guys have that bond.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like unspoken. You just know like
Yeah.
little things on how to help each other without really doing much. So that's awesome. Kind of going into more lighter things, how do you think that you guys have helped shape each other?
All right. Well, you keep saying it's light, but then I bring it right back. We really need to.
You know what? That's okay. However you want to answer these
Whatever.
best.
Guys, I fucking swear I don't have a daddy issues, but
What is this accent?
I don't know.
She's foreign.
Go. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, so going back to high school, like obviously I don't know if you guys knew this. I don't have a relationship with my father, and I feel like that always subconsciously would play in the back of my head, like I never had like a real male figure like show me like love and attention and all this stuff, and I think I really actively avoided relationships in high school because of that. So going into my first relationship with Dylan, I was like, okay, well I can't really get like too invested in it. I
It was
just don't
not
know.
a relationship.
Yeah, in my head, I think I literally went into it being like, well, this isn't going to be a
No, it
relationship.
wasn't.
I straight up said that. I was
She
like,
said, "Hey, we're not dating."
yeah, like
We're just
I
having
made
fun.
it clear. Yeah, I made it
Okay.
clear that I didn't want it to be anything. But then obviously Dylan being who he is, like definitely changed my outlook on that. Made me a lot more comfortable and like made me realize, long story short, that I do deserve love and like a male's love and all this stuff. And I think I got lucky in the fact that my first relationship has been so healthy and kind and caring, because I see y'all out here struggling and
it's
it's
a
fucking
mess.
toxic and all this stuff. So I really am blessed to have you and have you love me.
What was the question?
How has Julia helped shape you into the person you are today?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear what you got to
Let's just
say.
No,
say
so,
Dylan's had a few drinks.
Yeah.
So no, when I was in high school, I was insecure. I still am. It's all fake. But
Jesus Christ.
no,
Christ.
no, but no, fake confidence in high school. Julia gave me real confidence.
Period.
She made me feel good about myself.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 1-2 years in, when we were actually dating, Julia took me to a gym. I was afraid of gyms because if you have been on social media, you have seen people like to record morons in the gym and then say, this person is a moron.
Yeah.
I'm a moron.
Yeah.
Julia took me to a small gym where there was nobody to record this moron.
Yeah.
Except Julia.
Except
I'm
for
just
me.
kidding.
She didn't.
No.
I didn't. I
Alright.
swear.
She didn't record me. So no. One big insecurity of mine was I was a little big. I was a little pudgy here, a little pudgy here, and that was a big one for me. And I'd like to thank Julia for taking a chance on me, seeing the inner beauty, seeing the inner beauty, and that's where we are now. Actually, I haven't been in a gym for 2 months now.
Oh my god. Okay, moving on.
But no, Julia did give me she gives me confidence. You know, she
Yeah.
tells me, whether it be in the form of telling me, you look like a moron, or you look good today.
Right. I'm always
You know,
I'm
sometimes
you're
maybe the shoes don't match the shirt, the shoes don't match the pants,
Exactly.
blah, blah, blah.
It's okay. You got to tell them. She
Yeah.
does
You
that
gotta
because
let
she
'em
loves
know.
you. You can't
Yes,
be looking
I
You
to
can't
say
let
say
them go
it.
out like that. Even if
Exactly.
we're not going out together, she tells me, she's like, what the hell you wearing?
Well, because
Yeah.
even when you're not together, you're still representing her.
right. Period.
You got to look your best. Do
I
your
am
best.
this man's biggest hater and motivator.
No, mostly my biggest hater. Mostly my biggest hater.
You know what? You
It's
need
all
a little
love.
bit of that.
It's all
Oh,
love.
all that. I don't need people gassing me up because
What the fuck is he saying?
He's starting not to make sense.
I don't need people gassing me up.
Oh yeah, no, because it gets to his head. Exactly.
yeah, no.
He needs to be. Yes, I understand what you're saying now.
You need to be humbled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This makes sense.
Well, no, I don't need to be. It's not that I don't need to be humble. I don't need to be lied to.
Right.
Don't tell me this goes together when it don't.
Okay, this makes sense. I get it.
Yeah, you-
Julia keeps him sane.
Yeah.
Keeps him
Yeah.
level-headed.
She's trying to whisper in my ear right now. Stop talking.
Shut up.
It ain't working.
Okay, well, moving on. I feel like out of all the like relationships that are going on like within our friend group and stuff, you guys do a really good job of like maintaining that you're both individuals, but you're still like in a relationship. You still like let each other do your own thing, and like you go out with friends without him and vice versa and stuff. During that time, how do you not let the jealousy like creep in?
I think you have a good answer for this one. You
Oh, me?
Yeah.
So you guys had Taylor on a couple episodes ago, and I think she kind of like hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
That trust, like, you give trust, and then if somebody decides to break that trust, that's not on you. You're like not a fool for trusting that person.
Okay.
Like, they are a fool for breaking that trust.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's
Yeah.
not on you. You know, you can give trust, and if they decide to break it, it's on them. And then she also said, when people get jealous of, like, say if Julia went out
Mm-hmm.
and I got jealous and I'm like, hey, like, text me, like, where you are, like,
Mm-hmm.
send me your location, all this.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you're jealous because I feel like Taylor said, like, you don't have a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need something to keep you occupied. Like, when Julie goes out, I'm like, sayonara.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Because you're
have
doing your own
fun.
thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Because rarely I go out with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Or I play a video game.
yeah.
And I'm like, when Julie leaves, I'm like, have fun. Like,
Right.
She
I'm
comes
gonna
home-
have
Stay
my
out
own
late.
fun. Yeah, literally.
she works at Top Golf with like 100 different people that I don't know. And I'm
Yeah.
like, she comes home at 1 o'clock. God knows what she could be saying.
Oh,
But if I don't
stop.
trust her,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
that would like
You
eat you
know.
alive.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, what? I'm going to spend every Sunday like,
Yeah, literally
Yeah.
sweating. But no, to add to what he was saying, it's just as simple as that. It's like you have to have your own friends, you have to have your own hobbies because yeah, if he's going to be going out and I have nothing to do, of course I'm going to like be insecure and like wondering what he's doing and like, you know, getting in my head about everything. But I think what's really important with the whole jealousy thing is that keep yourself busy.
Okay.
Do your own thing. Like I think we both do a really good job of how he was saying, like having our own friends, having our own hobbies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because whenever he goes out, I'm like, thank God this man is leaving the house. Because
Yeah.
like he said, he barely goes out. So I'm like, yeah,
It's nice for him to get some fresh air sometimes.
Yes, King. Go to the bar. Go do something.
Yeah.
Damn. So for me, it's like, I guess I'm fortunate enough where my man doesn't like party all the time. But even if he did, I have that trust in him that like if he breaks my trust, you're the idiot.
Yeah.
Like I will
Yeah.
never feel bad for giving him my full trust because like I don't want to live in a way where I'm like always
Worried
like
about what
worried,
he's doing.
you know?
and I'm not saying to like trust like with the band, like just be like, oh, trust this person, trust
Yeah.
this
Right,
person.
right, right.
But like
Somebody
know,
you're with,
you
you
can't
have
be
to.
in a relationship and
Yeah.
be like, oh, I, air quote, trust you, air quote.
And then give me
go
your phone.
through their phone.
Right.
Like,
or
no, you
yeah.
don't trust them.
Right.
Like you trust
Exactly.
them, and then unfortunately, maybe you have to wait for an event where they get caught or they
right. Right.
confess.
Yeah.
Right. But never feel like if your trust was broken, it's your fault because it's not.
But also, I feel like maybe people don't want to hear this, but like that's a learning experience.
Yeah. of
Yeah, it
course.
is. Mm-hmm. I
And
agree.
I think that
You
that's
know.
where maybe I have lacked in relationships too. Like, again, none of my relationships have been super long term. But still, I think it's because I give them my trust for sure, but it's like, I don't know if I trust them. I get like jealous all the time. Or not necessarily that I don't trust them, but like that jealousy like creeps in. Like if they're out like talking to other people, I'm like, oh, like, why are you talking to her? Like, blah, blah, blah. So like, that was something that after my last relationship, like I really worked on. And it's so nice to see like it is attainable. Like it
Yes.
is totally like people can get there in their relationships and be like just like how you guys are and not
Yeah.
really like care necessarily about what the other person's doing. Not that you don't care, but
Right.
like you have that trust built like with that foundation. So you're not ever worried that like one of you is going to go out and mess it up.
Right.
And if it does happen, God forbid, like, okay,
yeah,
they
that's
just
on
broke
you.
that.
Yeah. You know? Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. That's like one of my favorite things about you guys. is, like,
Thanks.
you really just live your own lives, but you still like come together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what is like one funny thing that you have learned from each other that you would have never learned if you weren't together?
Something funny that I learned with being with you is that there's a joke for everything. Like as
Oh, that's good.
he just makes fucking jokes left and right out of the stupidest shit, and I always fall for them, and that just feeds his ego even more. He thinks he's a comic genius, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that's fine.
I don't know if I'd say I'm a comic genius. but
Shut
thank
up.
you.
He's being humble.
He said, but thank you.
No, Julia, she showed me that cats actually aren't assholes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hated cats before. We had cats living behind my house. Knocked birds' eggs out of the nest.
Oh my
I'm like, I
gosh.
fucking hate cats.
Well, those are like stray cats.
Yeah.
Yours are
they were our
domesticated.
neighbor's cats. They were like outdoor or something. But no, also, not only cats in general, we got naked cats. Nobody likes naked cats.
Yeah.
Naked cats are the best.
They are the best. Fuck all other cats.
I know, now you're like, my cats.
Screw all other cats. I don't know if we're
Jeez.
friendly out here. Keep it PG-13. We're trying to get monetized out here.
Okay, next question.
Please monetize us, Spotify and
Okay.
YouTube.
I think we need to turn this mic.
drinks deep.
Please.
Okay. Stop. So, you guys like to travel a lot together. You've been to so many amazing places. How have those shared experiences and just like all the life moments you've been through strengthened your bond?
Well, as you guys know, I love traveling. I think it's so important. And just having Dylan be a part of that experience with me just makes it even more special because, 50 years from now, I'll be talking about my trip to Peru. And he was there. And it was so special because it was for my mom's 50th birthday. And the fact that, that was like her lifelong dream and having him there, like that's just something I'll always reminisce and cherish. And the fact that we got to like share it together and experience a different culture together is just so special. So, yeah.
I don't think I'm going to make it to 50.
Okay.
With the way you're going.
Wait. Okay,
this is
just
such a sidetrack.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen New Girl? You are literally
No.
Nick Miller to a core. And anybody
one is
listening to
Miller?
this,
Is that the Spider-Man
you
guy?
need to watch it. What? He loves
Who's
old
Miller?
fashions, and I think he literally says, I'm not making it to 50.
Like his goal is to be a senile old man. Like he
He's on the
wants
right
to
track.
be he wants to be crazy. Like and he's like, you'll take care of me. I said, no, I'm sending you to the fucking retirement home.
No, I want to go to the retirement home. to
Alone.
raise
I'm not
havoc.
going there.
Oh.
I'm not
I will
going there
be
with
like
you.
their number. Like they're gonna put me down because they're sick of me.
Yeah, I won't be there.
But I'll
She's going to
escape.
drop you off and say bye-bye.
But I'll
Bye-bye.
escape. I'll escape.
Anyway.
Okay,
Anyways.
Dylan, how has traveling
Oh,
strengthened
yeah.
your bond?
Well, for one, I probably wouldn't travel if it was for Julia.
This is so true.
Yeah.
Let's see. The last trip I went on before I went on a trip with Julia. What's so fucking funny?
Oh, PG-13. What happened?
No, now I'm pissed. No, last trip I went on was in 7th grade. The next trip after that was with Julia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
She's making you a cultured man.
Yes.
Okay.
Cozumel, Peru, Banff,
Jamaica.
Hey.
He Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
But no, I mean, yeah, we experienced a lot of things. Like you said, like Lake Louise, like hiking all the way up there, like the lake didn't even look real at that point.
Yeah.
So it was like really something special to experience together. And then Cozumel and Jamaica, and that wasn't nothing. But Peru was also another thing. I think Machu Picchu one of the wonders of the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask us. We couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but
Oh,
no,
you
that one
guys-
is.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
went through that.
Yeah. That is one of the
Benjamin
wonders.
Franklin, president or no?
Nope.
Shut up. I still don't know. No.
No.
Okay. Anyways, so yes, I think that traveling together really is just very impactful because even though like I've never really traveled anywhere with a significant other, I've traveled like with my friends or whatnot, and just like we learn things together, and we just I don't know, it's just a really cool experience. And
Yeah, it is.
It just strengthens your bond because
Right.
you go to a whole new country or a whole new state, and you don't know like what they do
You're-
there,
you're
how to
all in the
act,
same
and
situation.
yeah, and
You're
you
all,
have to
right.
like
kind of out of place.
exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I love it.
So now kind of we just have a few more questions left, digging a little bit deeper into this relationship. How has society played a role, because you are an interracial relationship? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I would say as far as like us being like interracial, no comments have ever actually been made personally to me or anything like that. We'll get the comment of like, you guys are such a beautiful couple. I don't know if it's because people think we're actually a beautiful couple or if it's because like the fact that we're like interracial.
Trying to,
Yeah.
Right. Like sweet
send
and
some
like,
kind
yeah.
of message or something like that.
But I feel like it's also played into like where we're from and like the people like that are around where we live. If it was like, further down south, it might be a different story.
Yeah. So how has your family and friends like really welcomed in your relationship, and not even the aspect of you being an interracial couple, just in general.
Yeah. Do you want me to take this one too? Or like start
Well,
this
I'll
one?
go first because
Okay.
I don't have much to say. I'll just say that I know my family, like, I almost feel like they like you more than they like me. Like, they took you in with loving arms for
Yep.
sure. And,
For
like,
Yeah.
sure.
every
That's
time,
nice,
if I go
though.
up without Julia, because they all live up in Michigan. If I go up, they're like, "Where's Julia? Where's Julia? Where's Julia?" And I'm like,
Yeah, they're so sweet.
"Hey, I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here." So yeah, no, they don't care about me.
No, wait, that's
Anymore.
They
literally
do.
like my mom with my dog. Since I've gotten my dog, every time I go there without her, she's like, "Where's my grand doggy?" Or like, she'll call me, like FaceTime me, and she'll be like, "Oh, show me Ozzy." I'm like, "Hi, mom. Like,
Yeah,
how are
literally.
you?"
Literally.
Ozzy did not die. Over here.
Yeah.
You guys gonna wake her
That
up?
would be funny. Like, if
Wait,
imagine
what?
you open up a FaceTime
Nope,
and
we're
it's just
done.
Ozzy.
Oh, I thought you said it would be funny if Ozzy died.
No, I said if Ozzy dialed her. I
thought you said if Ozzy
imagine,
died
like,
on
your mom
you, that'd be
opens- Your mom answers the call and it's just Ozzy just. No. Oh my god.
God. I did not hear
I
that.
was like, okay.
Cut.
I'm sorry for something I didn't even say. I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, I misheard that.
No.
Anyways.
100% not what I said.
Oh my gosh. But to along the same lines, like my family loves Dylan, and all in terms of our friends, we've all grown up together. Kind of, we
Yeah.
all have known each other, so everybody knew we had like a crush on each other back in high school. So it's just kind of nobody has anything to say. Everybody
Yeah.
loves us.
100%.
Your mom
Blessed.
did not like me at first though.
Yeah, because she thought you were like too like.
Makes sense.
You were like too shy, kind of like.
No, remember the Julia was in the prom like fashion
Oh
show.
my
Oh,
god!
yeah.
Oh my god! This is such a funny story. It's really not that funny, but with me and like we were in a prom fashion show back in high school, and like Dylan was cheering for me so loud behind my mom, like being so obnoxious.
No, in front of your mom.
Or in front of
Technically,
whatever.
It doesn't matter.
And he was like being so loud and obnoxious. My mom's like, "Who the fuck is this kid? Shut the fuck up!" Kind of thing. And it was Dylan.
Okay,
Yeah.
he was just trying to hype you up.
Yeah,
I cheered on
But-
Kenny. I cheered on Mike. I
Yeah.
cheered on
Right,
everybody.
right.
Frank.
I forgot about that. Oh my god! But no, she loves you. Shut up.
Yeah, you grew on her eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we're wrapping this up a little bit, let's just do quick. What do you value in a relationship?
Well, not to be a broken jukebox or whatever the phrasing
A
is.
broken record, but
Broken
What the fuck?
record.
Broken
Jukebox works too.
Sometimes the jukebox plays the same record. I don't know, but it is trust.
Okay.
You know, you whether you like it or not, you do kind of have to give it maybe with abandon. It's not on you if they decide to break that trust.
Okay.
You know?
Mine
Thank you.
is simple humor. You gotta know how to have fun with your partner and laugh.
Agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so this kind of like goes into it too. What advice would you give couples who are just starting their journey together in their 20s?
Be open-minded, listen, and love fully, I guess.
Oh, that's cute.
Gotta communicate. You know, don't be afraid. You know, I think if you can't communicate early on, then you're gonna be in a bad spot.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know we were saying that like we didn't really, but like we're not saying like say it flat out.
Yeah,
Like,
and it
not
still
like-
wasn't toxic at the beginning between
Yeah.
you guys. You
Not-
still like,
I'm not saying like straight up say, but like, you know, be willing to have a conversation. Don't like hide everything and like brush it off for a long time.
yeah.
If we could do it differently.
And
I
then
guess.
yeah, if you could see that person as just like, even if you weren't dating, like if you could see that person as a friend.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's a good one. Yeah, friends, you gotta, be able to be friends with the person you're with.
Thank you. All right, now this last section, it's rapid fire.
Okay.
I want you to just
Rapid
spit
fire.
it out, rapid
One
fire.
word.
One,
One.
2, 3 words, nothing crazy.
Okay.
steal
okay.
Some might might need to add a little bit. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
If you could relive one moment together that happened in your 20s, what would it be?
Living in Chicago.
What would it be?
Banff.
Love it. What do you think is the key to maintaining a long-term fulfilling relationship?
Humor.
Trust.
Okay. How do you maintain a sense of I can't even say this word.
Oh, damn. You're going too fast.
Individually.
Individuality. That word.
While being,
Individualization.
yeah. How are you still an individual in a relationship?
Have your own interests and hobbies and friends.
Good.
She stole 3 answers. How am I still an individual?
This is rapid.
I know, but she just took like 3.
You can just
like,
say
Same.
as her. Same. Just say
I
same.
just. She's her person, so I'm my person.
All right.
Right. Perfect.
Beautiful
Period.
answer.
Period.
Last rapid fire question. What are some rituals or routines that have helped you stay connected as a couple?
We do our bits together.
One.
Bits.
Bits together.
Do
And you
know
can't
what-
even think of one.
Do you know? Do they know what I mean by a bit?
No.
You don't know what I meant?
Bits.
No, I know
We
what you
do
mean, but I don't know if they
characters,
do.
We
Yeah,
role
yeah.
play, not role play like that. Yeah, no, we wrestle. I'm gonna
Oh.
go back to wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Whenever you just wrestle it out.
Armbar, headlock,
yeah.
full Nelson, half Nelson. Oh, that's gonna be terrible. Should I redo that?
No, just please.
Full Nelson, half Nelson. Armbar.
We
Okay.
have to go, guys.
Jiu-jitsu.
Okay, so that wrapped up our relationship segment. So just quickly before we end, what is some advice you would give to people in their 20s? Now this does not have to be about the topic we just talked about. Just any advice you would give somebody in their 20s right now.
My advice is to people who are just entering their 20s. It's going to be okay. I know it's a very confusing time where you feel like you need to have it all figured out, but you really don't. One step at a time is what I've realized, and just don't take life too seriously, because when you do, that's when you fall into like that rabbit hole of self-doubt and all that stuff. But just know it's going to be okay. You're on a very big boat with a lot of other people who are going through the same thing. So yeah, that's my
Thank you
tidbit.
for that.
This is for relationship.
Nope.
No, anything.
If
What
you were
would you
listening
say
to
anything.
Anne-Marie,
Someone in their 20s.
you would know that.
Oh, okay.
Let's
no,
keep
I
it
have
short.
to. Julia kind of stole the show there. I think I've been taking it day by day.
Mm-hmm.
I am surprised I'm 26. I've been doing it for 6 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just gotta take it day by day. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, every day is a different story,
Mm-hmm.
and you will make it through your 20s. You will make it through your 30s. Just take it day by day.
Okay, I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, but seriously, thank you so much for coming on and actually talking about your relationship and the ups and downs of it. I know sometimes it can get rocky, but you always find a way to add a little bit of humor into it. So thank you so much for coming on, and we will see you next week. Bye.
I'm taking over.